Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. This is episode 155. I'm Naturally Nitty, aka Jessica.
And I am Starnet, also known as Alina. Today is September the 1st, 2015, also known as first day, new term.
Boom. Who's
This
excited?
is our weekly podcast. If this is your first time watching, welcome. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back.
Yeah. So grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us.
And it's like we are both spitting.
Or spinning. Or whatever. But this week is new term, so planning podcast. And we realized we totally forgot to do a planning podcast for the last month of last term.
And we're so sorry.
Sorry about that. Whoopsies. Okay. So, newts. I have not gone in that thread because it's like a touchy subject. Because, we're both not newt professors anymore. So I haven't even touched the thread so that I wouldn't be tempted to do one. And so I wouldn't be sad. I missed it.
I totally miss it. I have also not been in there, but I needed a term off.
Yeah.
So, and actually, it wasn't. I just have been really busy with StarNet, so that's why I took a term off.
Yeah. I just know. I think I counted up. I think I did like 5 or 6 newts, or maybe even more in a row. Like that's 2 solid years. Like real life years, and then I didn't have a break month. So I'm like, I think I need one. So it's been good. Anyways, it's too late to propose one, so if you haven't done it already,
So now you can go in there and like check it out.
yeah. I guess I could. I don't know. I think I would just be sad because I totally missed that first week of when proposals usually come in. Like that's one of my favorite weeks.
Yeah.
So it made me sad. I did miss it a lot.
Me
So then
too.
I signed up for Slytherin staff because of missing that.
I realized I didn't have much time when I went to fill out the Slytherin staff form, and I must have closed it when I closed on my thing. Like I just didn't have time to fill it out.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it. So that kind of means I didn't have time to do any of that. So I took off. But maybe next term I'll have a little bit more time.
It's fun. I feel I'm new to it, so I'm learning the ropes and stuff. But it's
That's cool though. I like new manners that Slytherin has. I got in Slytherin.
Me too. They are very cool. Yeah, they switched it up. Everyone's in manners. They're bigger groups instead of the nests.
And I still can't keep up in my.
Mine's super, I didn't go in for the first 2 days because we've just been crazy busy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's, super chatty. But, I mean, it's before term, so that always happens. Hopefully it'll slow down a little bit.
I didn't go in either because I had a show this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So I went in and checked in a little bit, and, I was already 150 behind, so I just kind of read the first page and then the last page before I posted. And then I replied to a few people, and then I left, and today I just looked, and I'm 150 behind again. I'm like, holy crap.
I didn't even try today yet.
But I figure, since I'm not on staff anywhere, I should have a little bit of time, I hope.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways,
news.
Totally got off subject.
We're planning. We also haven't talked for a couple of weeks, so.
Yeah.
September 1st to the September 30th, you have to turn in your 50% benchmark for 75 points. We'll list all of these in our planning podcast, but we're just going to talk about the ones that are current for this month.
All right, so then owls, you can start putting your proposals in now till the 22nd.
And I think I looked, and there are already, pages and pages of people.
Oh, that's because people wake up and they post them right away. It's been a long time since I've done an owl, so.
Yeah, me too.
I was just a little bit tempted to do an owl, but I was like, no. I'm not. The only advanced study I'm going to allow myself to do is Order of the Phoenix.
Okay, which is our next advanced study that we'll talk about. So
when does that start? I didn't even look at those yet.
I did. September 6th through September 13th is when you can propose your broom. So you have a week still to get into your classes.
I have a shawl planned out that I want to do. I have the yarn actually.
Okay, so you talk about yours and I'll find mine.
Typhoon. It's made for self-striping sock yarn. If you don't want to, it's like for the sock knitter who doesn't like socks. Not that I don't like socks, but whatever. A lot of people have self-striping sock yarn. And then it has, a solid in between it.
Is that a paid for pattern or free?
It is. I bought it. It's from, it's by Josh Reichs. I think that's how you say it. I don't know.
Sort of a knitter?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to buy that one because I really like that.
I like it a lot. He wore it actually at the Zombie Knit Apocalypse. And
so I follow him on Instagram.
I do too, but I met him there. So I was like, you know what? I like all his stuff. It's pretty cool. His shawls, his designs. So I was like, I'm going to buy one. So I did. Anyways,
so we'll link to that.
I'm going to do this and this together.
Cool. I like what color? What? Share?
This one.
I'm like, what?
This one is Nomadic Yarns.
Cool. I like that. What's the colorway?
The colorway is Wanderlust. It's a superwash merino and nylon. 80-20. But they're fun colors.
That's really pretty. Except for the orange, but it's really good.
And then this, I should take it out of the bag, is from Younger Yarn. It's Turbo Twist. She doesn't sell anymore, does she? No. Not so. Picasha. Is she even in the House Cup anymore? I miss her.
I think
she might be over in Hufflepuff or something. Anyways, there's that. It's showing up. It's a little more green than this is showing on the podcast. It's a little more muted than this one, but I put it together and I like how it looks with this too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll work well. I'm hoping so. Anyway, so that's the plan, and I want to do that for my order mission.
Cool. So for my order mission, last year at the Ocean City Fiber Fest, when I vended, our cousins, they're like second or third or fourth cousins. They're our mom's cousin came, and she saw a shawl on display that she wanted me to knit because she only crochets.
Okay.
So she bought yarn. So I'm going to do that. It's the Bitterroot pattern by Rosemary Hill. It was a knitty pattern.
Okay.
So I'm using Fairy Tale Knits in Hippogriff Pride, which is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And the color is Gingerbread Girl.
That's pretty.
Now, it's more purple. It's kind of showing up brownish. Okay, now, wait. Okay, sorry, my lighting sucks. So that's about, it's like purples and blues and pinks and teals. It's really a pretty color. So this one's from Fairy Tale Knits, and that's what I think I'll be doing my order mission on. Because I can do a shawl as an order mission that about hits my time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just get it done, if I'm working on it constantly. But I think I'll do that as a carry-around project.
Well, and I tried to do a sweater the last order mission I did, and I totally bombed it. I did not have time for it.
I can't even do a sweater. I can barely do a sweater for a new. But I mean, I'm knitting extra large, so it's harder when you get into the bigger sizes. Okay, next up is the Headmistress Challenge. So, in case you haven't noticed, this theme this term is the Triwizard Tournament. Mm-hmm. So, for the Headmistress Challenge, which she has part 1. Did you notice that?
I saw. So, I'm guessing, do you think there's 1 or 2 or 4? Because there's 4 tasks?
I don't know. But this is the Headmistress Challenge. So, what you need to do is craft something that will convince the goblet to choose you as a Triwizard champion. Do something to show the goblet that you should be a Triwizard champion. Or option 2, if you are below the wizarding age of majority, devise a scheme to bypass the age around the goblet, the age line around the goblet, and enter your name. Either option, craft something that is involved in some way of your plan or scheme. It can be a tool or a result of the plan, etc. So it's pretty open. You have from September 1st through September 21st to do this one.
Cool.
Now, these are all advanced studies, so you still have to do one class a month. None of these will count in your sorting priority for next term.
Correct.
Just so you know, these are just extra fun to do.
Extracurricular.
Yeah.
Then I didn't read Quidditch either, did you?
Yeah, it's the maze, and they have the big picture of the maze. And I propose as an unofficial thing, we should all read the Maze Runner series because of the maze. But anyways, for Quidditch, I just put a schedule of events. Right now, September 3rd, your Quidditch rosters are due, and the first task will start September 4th through the 24th, and it's the Sphinx. I didn't read about it, but that's just the first task. Okay. So that's cool. And then the 27th of September, the second task will be revealed.
Sweet. All right. So, moving on to classes. Okay, so because of the theme, the Triwizard Tournament theme, 4 of the classes are geared towards that. They're still classes, and you still have to turn in at least one, and same everything for turning in. They want you to know that. So, there's a class for the Beauxbatons in the Triwizard Tournament, September 2015. For this task, you need to transfigure a thorn into a flower by crafting something which evokes a flower. Ravcrafts only. So the first task was there was thorns and you had to get through it. So then each, like the Beauxbatons, Hogwarts, and Durmstrang, did something different to pass through them. So that's where this thing is. Anyway, so for that class, but also for the Triwizard Tournament, if you want to, like, at the end of this term, one of the 3 schools are going to win. So if you want a certain one to win, you can only turn into that one, to kind of like up it. So they're going to count it at the end, but it doesn't really matter too much or anything.
But it's still kind of cool.
It is. Or you can back them all or whatever.
So it's like a game within a game within a game. It's like blowing my mind.
Anyways, so I thought that was fun. I am excited for it. And it's pretty, and they made it simple. Like, it's the same as a class. You don't have to worry about anything. Just make something and fit the prompt.
So I have the book called Noni Flowers, and it's a book about knitting flowers, and then you can either felt them or leave them as is. Oh, so anything out of that would probably work really well for that. You've seen the Noni patterns. They're all felted bag patterns. Well, she has a book that just has the flowers, which is awesome. I just thought so you could do something like that, or like a shawl pattern that has flowers
with a floral theme, or even I would think spinning if you did flowery colors, or anything really.
And you can even, like, when you're done with your skein for spinning, like, just kind of shape it into a flower shape when you take your picture. Yeah. Okay, totally. Next up, Hogwarts and the Triwizard Tournament, September 2015. So this is the Hogwarts. You must craft something rubbery, bouncy, or stretchy, protective, or in one of the traditional protective colors of gold, silver, blue, and violet. Ravcrafts only.
I totally read that one and I forget what it was. Yeah, I think you did some sort of charm.
Okay. I'm guessing like a rubbery charm.
Yeah, so the thorns wouldn't hurt you.
Okay, that's not.
Um,
But that's really wide open. Gold, silver, blue, violet.
or bouncy or stretchy, like a hat or something, you would think.
Effective. Yeah. So that's like super open.
Yeah, ribbing, I bet you could do anything with ribbing because it's stretchy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very open. Okay, so Durmstrang, Triwizard Tournament, September 2015. To complete this task, you must create something that evokes gemstones. You may either craft using the colors of gemstones or include beading in your project.
Oh.
So I believe he or she, I forget who it was, used a sword and it had gemstones on it.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, beading or dual colors. I mean, just search gemstones and you'll find colors.
Yeah, there's tons of gemstones. So pretty much match that up with anything you make. Or beading. Yeah, beading's fun too.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So next up is journalism. Actually, I hate beading. I just want to put that in there.
I've only done it like once.
Like, some people really like it, but I don't like it. Like, I like how it looks, but I don't like it. And then I put some on a sock, and every time I, like, am sitting on my feet, like, kneeling or whatever, it hurts. The beads, like, hurt my feet. So, yeah, no beading. I mean, I have it in, like, some shawls, and it looks nice, but it takes forever, and
I think it would be cool for a spinning one. I've seen people take tufts of fiber and thread it through a bead, and then you spin that into your yarn, so you have beads, like, spun into it, kind of like an art yarn. I think that would kind of be fun.
that would be.
Tedious, but fun. I might try that.
Okay, back to what I was talking about before. Journalism. So for this month, your journalism homework is to either craft a project with embellishments or craft something with twists and turns. Yeah.
It was because Rita Skeeta and her Quibbler, or not Quibbler,
Quick quote,
yes.
quilt, which I totally wish I had sometimes, especially when I'm driving and texting.
It's called voice to text, and it totally does not write down exactly what you say all the time.
I want a real quick quote quill that, like, knows you and writes like you're supposed to, not a stupid theory.
That's funny. No, but that could be cool. Embellishments, like, so you could, put any, like, something on, I don't know, beads or flowers, or add stuff to.
And there's, like, Nikki Epstein's book, the Over the Edge. Yep. Those are all embellishments for the edge of your project, so you can do something like that. So yeah, that one's pretty open too.
Oops. Okay, so care of magical creatures. Study the Abraxan horse by crafting something inspired by the horses, their features, or the single malt whiskey that they drink. Alternatively, you may craft something inspired by the glittery nature of the ice sculptures. So they took a portkey, and there was these giant ice sculptures of them, and they never melt.
That's cool.
So
that would be fun. Like horses, like big time.
Yeah. They usually have white manes, so if you're doing something white, or I don't know.
And I'm sure that they linked to the Harry Potter wiki with that.
Or you could go look it up, but yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Easy peasy.
Next up is Defense Against the Dark Arts. Oh, for this class, they would like you to work on your nonverbal spell work. Please craft something representing the spell that you would use if you were in the Battle of the Department of Ministries. It does not have to be the same spell as Mademoiselle Hermione. I guess we have a French teacher.
Yeah. What's her name was in there?
Okay, Mademoiselle Hermione Granger used. In fact, what works for one of us may not work for others. Please stick to spells found within Miranda Goshuk's Standard Book of Spells, Volume 1, i.e. spells found at Hogwarts and not from any other magical universe. a comprehensive list of spells can be found, and then there's a link. For an extra bonus point, or more than one, partner with another student and practice the same nonverbal spell. Since there are many methods of practicing the same spell, we are not expecting identical projects or even using the same pattern, just the similar inspiration. Non-rivalry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required. That makes it easy for the teachers not having to approve.
Yeah.
I think because a lot of times when they say to approve, this is just a side note, when a lot of times they're like, this needs to be approved, like everyone's like, is this okay? Is this okay? And then they're like running around answering questions. Yeah. So saying prior approval is not required is nice. Though I do know if you look on the group page, there's a page that has rules and requirements. I know there's a whole section on non-rivalry crafts and what's accepted and what's not. So if you're planning on doing a non-rivalry craft, please read that, because something that you want to turn in are not actually a craft. Okay?
Boom.
Anyway, so what do you think you're going to do for that one?
I don't know. I really have no idea.
I think that would be a fun one to...
I need to look up all the nonverbal spells. I forget.
Yeah, but I think it's funny because, like, I'm remembering reading the book and they're all like, saying them under their voices. And then, like, you know, when you watch the movies, which are totally not like the books, but they, like, put things in perspective, like, help you see it better. The kids are all yelling their spells, and then, like, the Death Eaters are just like, you know what I mean? So, you want to be cool, so don't use your spell out loud.
Boom.
Okay. So, anyways, but I think that would be fun. We just have to go look for a spell and practice nonverbal spelling.
Yeah. And partner up.
Okay.
So
I can do that one because I read it. Flying.
Okay,
Next up, we have flying. So, we took a port key, and we are somewhere in France, and it's a higher altitude than we're used to. So, there's like a whole picture. You need to go into there. There's a picture about what to do when you're flying in different altitudes. So, they want us to craft something that's helpful when flying in high altitude. And that is that open. So non-rivalry crafts are accepted, and there's no prior approval there. But yeah, so we ended up flying higher, and it can be colder, you know, so anything that would help you with flying. So a hat, fingerless mitt, or even like flap fingerless mitt, you know, so you have the covers.
Yeah.
A scarf. You could make like a bag to hold your stuff.
That's cool.
I'm sure there's more. A seatbelt. Anything.
A seatbelt. You mean a broom belt?
Like if you're gonna make a belt, call it a seatbelt.
You gotta call it a broom belt.
Yeah, there you go. Put stuff on.
No, that's cool.
Something to keep you warm.
That's easy to fill. Almost everything you knit keeps you warm.
Plus, we're coming into the colder season, so you're going to want to get new hats and gloves and mittens for everyone.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, moving on. Herbology. Craft something inspired by grape plants. Now, they were saying how grapes, you can make wine, jelly, jam, raisins. So, like, you have to just make something inspired by them.
Oh, okay.
I forget why they were grape plants, but there were.
Okay.
But
that's the last one?
Yeah. Well, but I was thinking, like, I was thinking if maybe you could do, like, washcloths or something, because when you make jam and jelly and stuff, you use them.
Oh, that would work.
No?
You could also do anything in, like, the reddish wine color, the purpley wine color.
Or green.
Or, like, that green. Or even clear. clearish yellow because grape juice is like a clearish yellow. You could do that.
All right. Are we moving on to our regular?
Okay, so now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Okay, but time out.